Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs. As you see by the title, today I have 5 Christmas wreaths that are so simple and easy to do for last minute Christmas decor. I hope you enjoy. If you are new here, I hope you stick around by hitting that subscribe button down below. And without further ado, let's art today. For my first wreath of the day, which is really simple, all you're going to need is a foam wreath form from Dollar Tree. They usually carry this all year long. I had already covered mine with some burlap ribbon. Next, as you see here, I'm pulling some magnolia leaves off of this magnolia garland that I purchased from Five Below. Now, any sort of greenery will work for this wreath, so whatever you have on hand, just use that as well. So the next thing I have is a couple of picks from Dollar Tree, and I'm removing some of the leaves off of those, and I just keep doing this until I got a good bunch of leaves to the side. I am now attaching my leaves using my hot glue gun down to my floral wreath form, and I am going in a back and forth pattern as you see here, but making sure that the leaves are facing in the same direction. This will give it a higher end look and make your wreath look like it was store-bought. These next set of leaves are from the Dollar Tree picks that I pulled earlier. I really love these. They have little bits of glitter on them that remind me of snow, so it is perfect for this Christmas wreath. I'm just placing them sporadically wherever I see fit, but making sure to stay in the same direction as the other leaves. I continue doing this with the next set of leaves. Now these leaves remind me of mistletoe. Once again, I'm placing them sporadically all over the wreath where I see fit and attaching it using hot glue, once again going in the same directions as the other leaves. Once I was done with my leaves, I wanted to add these foam balls all over my wreath so it mimics berries. I love using these foam balls. I have used them in many projects, but I just love the red ones. They mimic the berries perfectly. And as you see here, I'm placing 3 together, so I have groups of 3 all over my wreath. As you see here, I did add some silver foam balls to my wreath as well, just to give it a little pop. And like I mentioned before, this wreath was so simple and easy to do, only took minutes to make, but you'll have one high-end looking wreath on the block. For my next wreath of the day, it's an oldie but goodie because I absolutely love this wreath. I'm taking Dollar Tree's 18-inch wreath form and I'm going to cover it using this red mesh ribbon that I've had on hand for quite some time. I'm just going to hot glue it to the back and then wrap it all along the wreath form. I wanted to cover my Christmas wreath using some old ornaments that I had on hand. They are all different sizes, different textures, and different shapes that I thought would work perfectly for this. But for little fillers, I will use these golf balls that I purchased from Dollar Tree and these table tennis balls that are located in their toy section. Now, I wanted to paint my ornaments using acrylic paint, so I have red, purple, blue, and white, and I will start painting them. I first give everything a nice base coat using my white acrylic paint. Now this would be much simpler to take them outside and spray paint them. I didn't have the spray paint that I needed at the time, so that is why I am painting my ornaments, but they are so much quicker if you do use spray paint. Now I am going for a pastel wreath, so I did mix some of my white into the colors that I'm using just to give a lighter tone or a pastel looking ornament. After they were all completely dry, I wanted to add the Santa Claus to my wreath as well. Dollar Tree has the cutest little signs, and this Santa Claus was really popular back in the day. I am taking Dollar Tree sandpaper and sanding down the hat because it had glitter on there where it made the ho 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 word really pop, so I wanted to sand that down. I did give it a couple of coats using some pink acrylic paint, and as you see here, I am attaching it using my hot glue gun in the center of my wreath. Now it's time to add all of my ornaments all around the wreath, and this was so much fun. All I did was add some music to the background and just went to town. I am adding some hot glue to attach everything together, and then I will just keep filling until my whole wreath form is completely full. I absolutely love how this wreath turned out, and I still have it till this day. I love how it is so colorful, festive, and pastel. My kids love it because usually this wreath is in their room. Right into our next wreath, which has been a fan favorite for this year, is my extra large wreath that I've created for my patio. I am starting off with 2 pool noodles but need a total of 4 pool noodles for this wreath. I am just rolling it onto itself so that it will help me create the circular wreath form that I need for this wreath. To attach both of my pool noodles, I am just using some duct tape and making sure to wrap tightly and then adding more as I see fit. After I was done wrapping the ends of my pool noodles together, I am going to add 2 more pool noodles in the center of this wreath form that I just created. Once again, I am wrapping the pool noodle onto itself so that it can be easy to attach it inside of the other pool noodles to make the wreath form. I then am going to use duct tape once again to attach everything together. It is now time to decorate my wreath. Now I have Dollar Tree's Christmas garland. They carry it every year, and I have 2 of them that I had wrapped together just to make it a little thicker because, as you know, Dollar Tree's garland is pretty sparse. So if you wrap 2 of them together, you get a thicker garland. I'm just wrapping it all along the pool noodles so that it has some greenery. I wanted my wreath to have Christmas lights, so once again I am placing them all around the wreath. I make sure to leave the end a little bit long so that I have room to plug it in. It is now time to attach the ornaments to my wreath. So I always like to start off with the larger ornaments and place them sporadically all over the wreath, and once those are all out, then I start going in with the medium sized one and then the smallest ones. Now I'm starting in the center of my wreath, and then I will continue adding them all over. Now I did add them to the outer edges, but I didn't go into the inner edges of my wreath form because where I place it, you won't be able to see it. The last thing I did for this wreath was create a huge bow for it. I am attaching that bow using some hot glue. If you would like to see the original video where I created this bow, I will leave it in the description box below, but that is it for this wreath. This wreath is so huge, it barely fits on my door inside of my house, but like I said, I do put it on my patio, and everybody that walks by says they absolutely love it, just like I do. Right into our next wreath, I have Dollar Tree's wreath form in 14 inches. They carry this wreath all year long, and it is a really good size. I will be wrapping this wreath using Dollar Tree's clothesline, and I just love that it is in red and white. To attach the clothesline onto the wreath, I am going to tie a knot on the back of the wreath form with the clothesline. Later, I do add a bead of glue so that the knot didn't slide back and forth while I was wrapping the clothesline onto the wreath. And as you see here, I am then taking that clothesline and wrapping it all on the outer edges of the wreath form. I will continue this until I hit one of the sections where I then add some hot glue to hold it in place. This does take some time, so I suggest putting on some music or your favorite TV show so that the it will go by quicker. As you see here, I did add that bead of glue so that it holds the clothesline, so then I can continue wrapping it. Now you're going to need 2 clotheslines so that it can completely cover the wreath form, and once I hit the end, I'm just tying another knot onto itself so that it can hold it into place and nothing unravels. Dollar Tree always carries a bunch of these little signs that are absolutely adorable, and I am just going to use this one, but only the middle section. As you see here, I did pull it off, and now I'm just trying to see where I want to place that sign. I do end up putting it over to the side, and I'm just attaching it using my hot glue gun. I definitely wanted some greenery on my sign, so I just went through my stash and found some leaves and berries that I absolutely love and started hot gluing it down to the sign. I make sure to not cover up the words, and then I will add the berries in the center of the greenery. I continue this until I got where I like it, and then I do the same to the bottom as well. Then I go back and add some red foam balls everywhere too, just to give it a little bit more of a Christmas feel. After I was done placing all of my greenery, I really wanted to add one of the gingerbread men that I made in a previous project to the center of the coffee mug, and that completes this wreath. Moving right into our next and final wreath, I have this snowman sign from Dollar Tree that I absolutely love, but I am going to change him around. I'm just removing the ribbon and all of the stuff that is actually on the sign. Then I will take some sandpaper and sand him down so that I have a smooth surface to work with. Next, I am then taking some acrylic paints and mixing them together to get the color that I want, and then I will start painting the snowman. I am going to turn this snowman into a nutcracker for this wreath. So as you saw, I did mix up some pink acrylic paint and red acrylic paint together to get this bubblegum pink hue that I absolutely love. I painted his whole hat and scarf in that color because at the time I was still going for a pastel Christmas look. After that was dry, I then mixed up a brown and some white together to make the face of our little nutcracker. Since this is acrylic paint, I had to do a couple of coats. After my paint had time to completely dry, I then took a pencil and started sketching on the face. I usually like to start in the center so that I have a center to work with, and then I will work on the eyebrows, the eyes, and the mouth. If you have a Cricut, this will be a perfect way to use your Cricut if you are not confident in your drawing skills. But I do not have one, so I always like to use my artistic ability. After I sketched on the face, I wanted to add some stripes to my hat and scarf, so I'm just going to paint on some purple stripes on those, still using acrylic paint. Now, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but make sure to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video, and I would love for you to be part of my virtual art family. Now that everything is painted on and completely dry, I wanted to add a little beard and sideburns to him, so I am using this cloth from Dollar Tree. I believe it's a mop head, and I'm just cutting it down to size to fit my little nutcracker. I will then attach everything using my hot glue gun, and then that completes my little nutcracker guy. For the rest of my wreath, I have some of this mesh that I am going to add to it, but I need to cut it down to size. I believe I cut about 3 to 4 inches long strips, and then those strips I cut into half so that I have these little rolls of strips I have a purple roll, I also have a pink roll, and a blue roll because this was once again a pastel wreath. I will continue cutting these strips down to size until I got enough to cover the whole wreath. After I had cut out the amount that I like, I am rolling the roll back onto itself and then placing one of each color on top of one another using a little twist tie in the center of it, and then I still use that twist tie to attach it to the wreath form. I will continue this until the whole wreath form is covered. After I had the whole wreath form covered, the last thing I needed to do was attach my little nutcracker to the center, and I just used hot glue to attach him down. Once again, I absolutely loved how this little wreath turned out. Super cute and perfect for a pastel Christmas. Once again, here is a quick overview of all the wreaths that were in today's video. If you would like to check out the original videos for each one of these wreaths, I will make sure to link it down in the description box below. Make sure to check out down there, and while you are down there, make sure to leave me a comment to let me know which wreath was your favorite out of all of the wreaths that were in today's video. Remember, if you are new here, I hope you stick around by hitting that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, and once you do that, don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video, and I would love for you to be part of my virtual art family. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel, and if you would like to share it to at least one person so that I can get to more people. Thank you all so much for joining me today and watching my video. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and as always, I will see you in the next one.